What is going on, everybody? What is up? What is up? Ooh, it is kind of bright out here. Just coming out on my morning walk. What is going on? I thought this would be a great idea to give you guys an update on some thoughts of mine and what's been going on, especially with this launch of the new A7R VI. I know that there is so many people that are on the fence, and there is so many sides to this whole thing, man. And I always come out in the morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and do my morning walk. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I just got the Insta360 Mic Pro, which is right here, which is what I'm recording y'all with. So I wanted to get some audio on it. I'm recording you right now on the Insta360 Go Ultra. So I thought I would to pair these two together and just kind of see what it sounds like, and what better way to do that than to just come out on the morning walk, right? And get some audio. So might as well do that, and at the same time talk to you guys. I am recording this in 4K 24, not 4K 60 today, because that's what I normally record in. But yeah, that's the parameter. So I was thinking, when I was looking at comments and videos and a lot of things about the new A7R VI from Sony, right? And I can see all kind of sides to the fence, right? I can see people who were like, I don't agree with this. There was some people that were just like, I'm gonna just keep my other cameras because it's not worth it. Then I was seeing other people that was like, they upgraded everything. This is a great update, some great improvements, and then I started, I see a lot of things come across my feed as a Sony photographer, right? So I see all the other people as well who are making videos and content about the A7R VI. Some of them pretty much don't even shoot Sony. Some of them are just, YouTubers and content creators, and that's perfectly fine. I started to think, right? And I said, let's look at it like this. Sony makes a lot of different series of cameras, right? So you have the C, right? That stands for compact, like the A7C, A7CR. Those are your, more smaller compact cameras, right? Still can get some really good quality out of those, right? Then you have the S series, which stands for sensitivity, right? Those are video cameras, A7S II, A7S III. Hopefully we get an A7S IV, right? Then you have the A9 series, right? Your A9 II, your A9 IIIs, right? Those are your speed cameras, right? Those are your sports cameras, your event camera, things like that. Something where you really need to make sure you capture that speed, right? And then you have the A7 III, A7 IV, A7 V series cameras, right? Those are your hybrid cameras, right? They're kind of like a jack of a few trades, right? But a master of none, right? Then you have your R series camera, okay? Your R series camera is your resolution cameras, right? Resolution is for your photographers, right? People who actually shoot photos, photography, people who want to blow up their images really big, resolution, that's what it's about, right? And then you also have the A1 series camera, A1 Mark II. Those are the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. Some of the best image quality and amazing video quality, right? Those are the big boys. So I want you guys to listen to what I'm about to say, because this is where I think, this is why a lot of photographers, especially people who have the A7R V, and people who have been using the A7R series for a very long time, right? This is why a lot of those people are upset about this upgrade. Here's the thing. If you are a wedding photographer, if your sole job is wedding photography, what camera are you getting? Think about it. If your sole job is a wedding photographer, what camera are you picking up? For me, if my sole job was just being a wedding photographer, I'm either picking up the A1, A1 Mark II, or I'm picking up the A9 III. I could also probably get away with the A7R V because it's a pretty fast camera, right? If you shoot events, what camera are you picking up? If you are an event photographer, what camera are you picking up? A1, A1 Mark II, pretty good. The A9 III, really, really great for events. Fast moving things, right? You got to make sure you get that shot as soon as it happens, right? A7R V might be decent for a event photographer, right? If you are a sports photographer, if you shoot sports, football, baseball, hockey, anything, what camera are you picking up? The A1, still amazing camera, fast. The A1 Mark II, amazing. All right, don't forget it has that Ethernet port as well, so you can transfer those files super fast, right? The Olympics. A9 III, amazing for sports. Amazing for sports. A7R V, you might get away with it as a second body, right? You need fast, you need speed. What about nature? What about wildlife? For you wildlife photographers out there, if you're a wildlife photographer, what camera are you picking up? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I know a lot of wildlife photographers. Most of them have the A9 III. They don't really care about the resolution. They care about the speed. They care about getting that shot when the shot hits, right? Pre-capture. I can understand that for wildlife photographers. So, A9 III, amazing speed. A1, speed, but it don't have pre-capture. A1 Mark II, I can get it. A7R V, I can get it. Now, with all that being said, the preference of the majority of people who shoot these particular styles of photography, they're not picking up the A7R V. They're not picking up the A7R VI, regardless of the improvements that are made to it. They are going to get the more reliable things that are designed to do what they're supposed to do. These cameras are designed to capture speed. All right. So, with all that being said, if you are a portrait photographer, if you shoot portraits, if you blow up your portraits, if you shoot models, if you shoot families, if you shoot couples, what camera are you picking up? The A7R V. You know, and possibly you might get the A7R VI. But I say all that to say this. The A7R VI was designed for portrait photographers. It was designed for portrait photographers because all the other cameras are designed for other niches of photography. So my question is, why did the A7R VI get such a minimalistic update for portrait photographers? No portrait photographer really that I know that shoots portraits is upgrading. I'm gonna have to go sit down. It's upgrading to the A7R VI because it's not worth it. How can you make a camera in 2026 that is designed for portrait photographers and make it not worth any type of upgrade? Everybody that you hear or see is going to tell you it's not worth it to upgrade if you're a portrait photographer. How can that be? And that was my biggest gripe. That was my biggest problem with the video. That was my biggest problem with Sony when they made this camera. That's why a lot of people were expecting a lot more megapixels and a few other different things, because it's supposed to be for portrait photographers. But the A7R II, the 42 mega, it was designed for portrait photographers. The A7R III, they're always been designed for portrait photographers. They have minimum video capabilities, right? With everything else in there for portraits, to take pictures, the image quality, right? The A7R III, designed for portraits. The A7R IV, we upgraded from 42 megapixels to 61. From the A7R III to the A7R IV. It was designed for portrait photographers. The A7R V, the 61 megapixel sensor, the AI processor, the flip out screen to make sure our portrait photographers get these different type of angles. It wasn't about anything else. It was for our portrait photographers. That was the biggest issue. And then when people are making these videos, say, well, it's not really necessary to upgrade if you're a portrait photographer. So you literally made a camera that there's no need to upgrade in 2026. The higher resolution would have made that camera a lot more sellable. But if you're a portrait photographer, you're really not going to upgrade. I don't know who's going to buy that camera, because if I was in any of these other niches, like a wedding photographer, events, sports, I'm not looking at the A7R VI. I'm not, because I want the more reliable things, the cameras that were built for speed, the cameras that were built for that. I'm not getting that camera. People who shoot sports and shoot weddings and things like that, they're going to get what is going to ensure them to get that shot, to capture that shot, right? That's why those cameras are the most trusted in those fields of expertise. It's only for portraits. We only use this camera for portraits. We don't care about a lot of the other stuff. We want the image quality because we shoot portraits. If we shot everything else, we would get a different camera. But now you're saying, well, now you don't need to get a different camera. Now we also gave you some speed to this camera too. But if that is if you are a sole portrait photographer, you don't care about a lot of that stuff. You only want the resolution. The A7R V is fast enough. Trust me, it's pretty fast itself. I don't care. It still has the 15 stops of dynamic range. It still has a lot of things that is good enough for your portrait photography. And the 61 megapixels is fascinating. It's great. It is a great camera. The AI processor is amazing. It's fast enough for portrait photographers. The only thing they really wanted to see was that bump in resolution, not 5 megapixels. If you're a wedding photographer, if you're an events photographer, if you're a wildlife photographer, especially if you already shoot those and you have something like the A1, A1 Mark II, A9 III, you're not selling those cameras to get the A7R VI. You're going to keep those cameras because those cameras are built for your niche. The A7R series cameras was built for photographers. They were built for portrait photographers. That's what that camera was built for portrait photographers. So the only person that I think is going to be interested in the A7R VI is somebody who is coming to Sony, who is interested in portraits, who want something better. Or if you have something old like the A7R II, the A7R III, even the A7R IV. I know people that are still rocking the A7R IV. If that's the case, then you might upgrade to the A7R VI. Only new people and people coming from an older R series camera will probably get that camera. If I'm in anything from weddings to sports to wildlife, I'm picking up the A9 III. You can actually get a used A9 III right now on Adorama for $5,100. I have you have this stack sensor now, which a lot of portrait photographers, they're not really caring about speed anyway. We're shooting mostly static or a few jumps here and there. A7R V is perfect for that, especially with the AI processor. And that brings me to a great break in this video, man, to talk about our sponsors today, Brandon Cole Photography. That's right, I always sponsor myself because there's a lot of stuff that I do, man, especially on my website, man. You can definitely go to my website right now, www.brandoncolephotos, man. I got a lot of stuff there. As you guys know, I have my own clothing line, which is Brandon Cole Clothing. You can check out some of the designs and some of the things that I have created by photographers, for photographers out there, right? If you know a photographer that you want to give a gift to, go on my website, check out some of the merch that I have on there. You can also pick up my book. I took a lot of time in that book and I love it, man. It's just my few years of what I have learned as a photographer that's in that book. Pretty good. I'm glad about my first book. Definitely working on my second one, so stay tuned for that, man. And also, if you're interested in the Black Dish, man, you might as well pick that up too, man. Go to www.blackdish.com. Pick up the Black Dish, man. The Black Dish is an amazing modifier, man. Every day that I use that thing, man, I'm just so in awe of the way it deals with light and deals with specular highlights and what it does inside the modifier, and to design that thing from scratch and to see it in fruition and to see other photographers using it, man, it just makes me so excited to be the creator of the Black Dish. There's nothing else on the planet like it, and it is an amazing modifier, and I'll put that especially for portrait photographers. I'm sorry, but I'll put that modifier up against any modifier out there. All right, but anyway, back to today's video. Yeah, man, so I just wanted to give my thought on that, you know, while I'm talking on this new Mic Pro. I hope the sound is, and I also put my logo on it. I don't know if you see the Brandon Cole Photography logo, but I was able to put the logo on there, so I think that was pretty cool. Advertise your own stuff while you working out there. But I'm gonna see what this video quality looks like. I haven't did a lot of shooting on the Insta360 Go Ultra. I normally use it for like BTS or something. But if the image quality looks good and the audio sounds good, I might just start doing some daily vlogs and things like this with the Insta360 Go Ultra. This is a really quick setup. I can come up, set up, do a quick video, post it, and keep you guys updated with what's going on. But, you know, I got a lot of comments about the A7R VI. I'm not going to go through and read comments and everything like that. You guys can read the other comments. They're pretty good. These are just my takes. This is from my actual Sony shooter and from my actual A7R user. All right, that's what I want you guys to understand. All right, this is not just somebody who's talking about a camera, somebody who hasn't used the camera. This is somebody who's used the camera for a very, very long time, pretty much all Sony cameras. All right, so when I see the creation of the A7R VI, and when I see the history of the A7R II, III, IV, and 5, and where Sony has taken each of those cameras, and who they have targeted with those cameras. Obviously, the camera is designed for portrait photographers, right? Because the other cameras are designed for other type of photographers. So to design a camera that there's no reason to upgrade, and there's nothing in there really for portrait photographers, is why a lot of people feel like this was a bust. The A7R VI was either gonna be a beast or a bust. For a lot of portrait photographers who've used, again, these cameras over the years, it feels like a bust. It is. So, what are your thoughts on everything that I said about the cameras, the other cameras and the other niches? Who do you really think is gonna be picking up the A7R VI? Especially if you're in any of those other niches. Do you think they're really going to come and pick up that camera? A camera that's not really designed for that, but has gotten a little boost in speed? For a lot of people, the A7R V, they're going to keep the A7R V, or they're probably either going to get a used A7R V, or they're probably just going to wait till the A7R VII in the next few years, 3 years or so. So it is what it is. But I hope the audio sounds good. I hope everything looks good. Until next time, man, make sure you guys comment on the video. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe, because I like dropping these things, and if everything looks good, we're gonna drop some more. All right, this is your boy Brandon. I'm out. Peace.